Okay, hello everybody, my name is Salim and I'm here today to talk to you about Android in the context of Internet of Things. So this is me, I'm Android and I'm IoT evangelist, let's say, so I develop Android apps nowadays. I work with multinational corporation, startup and some research and academia stuff, and I'm interested in some other things that's like more of personal interesting, let's say. I work at IoT Labs where we develop apps with specialty in maps and geolocation services. So today I would like to talk about Internet of Things, the ecosystem, and how Android is being involved in that. We will visualize some real-world examples. Is IoT still a hype or something that's really we need at the moment, or do we live that at the moment and we need to evolve with that and see more approaches regarding this? Some open source projects we will explore also. We will explore some APIs. I will try to provide some useful resources so you can get further steps afterwards. This the objective of this talk is more like a kind of inspiring talk. So you will see what's the overview of Internet of Things, how the building blocks are connected together, and then afterwards you can know what are the best things that you can utilize for your apps, and thinking about your app as a platform, not just like apps that run from your smartphone only. So this is a very nice quotation that I like. It's called in the next century, planet Earth will don an electric skin. It will use the internet as scaffold to support and transmit its sensation. I totally agree with that. We are living this moment right now. Everything is not everything, but a lot of stuff are being connected, a lot of devices are being there, and I think we are living such kind of revolution at the moment. So before we dig in deep, I need to define some terms which are quite interesting to see and to understand. So there is a term that's coined like 30 or 20 years ago. It's called pervasive or ubiquitous computing, which is having this ubiquitous nature. What ubiquitous means? That I have the capability of computing whenever I need it, at whatever time, when it really makes sense at that time. So this is where ubiquitous has come from, and the major objective of ubiquitous computing is having the seamless integration between the physical world, what we live, which has this analog and continuous nature, and the digital world, the binary system, zeros and ones, these computers and interfaces and all this stuff. The major thing about ubiquitous and pervasive computing is having such kind of context-aware, intuitive user experience. What does it mean? That you don't need to think about this is a technology and I'm using it. You should have it as a kind of natural metaphor that you do the stuff for you, but without feeling, I'm using this technology or whatever. So the natural metaphor is really important, and I'm trying to say here, it's all about context. So in Android development world, we have this Android context, which is an interface to get all the information about the app itself, but also there is another context for the user. And this is where we would like to acquire all the data from sensors and other stuff that we are having through the capabilities of our devices, so we can provide seamless and enhanced user experience. One interesting thing that we should think about is the philosophical aspect, or I'm thinking about it, because nowadays we see like many people like use their phones and become more isolated. We support independent living, but for good. It's always good to have this kind of interaction. So let's just like keep the human sense in all what we are doing. Humanity is nice, and we need like to keep interaction and good stuff. So yeah, what we are going to do. I have like some. Yeah. So let's like define also another thing. What's Internet of Things? Like a lot of things happening, a lot of things coming into your mind when you hear Internet of Things. So it's like very simple. Like you have objects with the capability of interconnectivity, and with such kind of stuff, you have also some computing and processing powers, and to make such kind of intelligence, and then it can provide like seamless, personalized experience for each user. And with the current kind of connectivity we have right now, I think things becomes more enhanced. There are many challenges facing Internet of Things at the moment. First of all, interoperability. That's why we support development in the open. Like everything should be transparent and open, that we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So we have like open protocols for communication, and I will explore some stuff regarding that. One other challenge is like security and privacy. We know that most of our data is being sent to the cloud, so we need to know that our data is secure and it's not prone to be vulnerable or to be played with. So we need like also to give the user at all times that the capability to allow or disallow their data to be sent or so on. And the natural metaphor, as we have said before, and also like the stability, availability, and maintainability. Such devices that's powered by batteries, these batteries would like just die. So it would be always great to have technologies that would survive for a longer time. So these are kind of challenges and being investigated at the moment, and there are many stuff that's being developed at the moment to break these challenges. Yeah, so one thing I would like to say, if we are talking about many devices having this kind of connectivity and so on, from the Android perspective, we have phones, we have tablets, watches, Android Auto, TVs, Chromecast, and even Android custom-enabled devices. So we have like plenty of devices around. And this stuff, if we think about our apps, not just like an app that runs from a phone or a tablet, but it's an app that's being used with all these kind of devices, we can provide more enhanced user experience and providing more like good approach to our users. There are many adopters and manufacturers who are doing such stuff. So for example, like Android Auto stuff, in a lot of manufacturers like Volkswagen or Opel or Mercedes-Benz or whatever are having in their models 2016 Android Auto already enabled in the car. So we have like a lot of possibilities. So just get inspired and know like there's a lot of tools, a lot of technologies and platforms that we need to utilize in order to provide such kind of seamless user experience. So, for example, we have like this kind of, it has been announced at the next iOS 16 Project Jagger, where you have this smart textile stuff. So you can have like a jacket that can talk to you and interacts with you and give you better computer stuff. And even you can use your smart or your natural senses, using your hand senses to interact with stuff without like touching devices. So we are trying to use such kind of natural metaphors in order to provide more enhanced user experience. According to some reports, there is like 26 devices per user, 20,020, which like, yeah, a lot of stuff. So I'm I'm just like asking the question, how you can utilize such opportunity, how you can incorporate in that and see what could be done with all such kind of possibilities. What's going on? Okay, so let's talk about some real life examples, just like to get a kind of visualization, and then after that we will delve into some technical details. This is a nice website having a lot of good real life examples. So for body, for example, you can like monitor your baby by a kind of a clothes to check their temperature and stuff without like being there all the time, or having your medicine on time and telling you much information about like if you are having your medicine or you should like take it at certain times, or for the quantified self-applications to track your activity and so on. And even for whom you can like have efficient heating based on like who's coming at whatever time at your room, and so you can utilize energy, pervasive lighting. You have not only one certain light, but you can control through your own device, and even keep your plants alive when you are far away, so you can know what's the humidity, or if your plants needs water or something, so you can do all this stuff automatically. For the city, you can like, instead of like going in circles to find like a slot for parking, with devices and sensors, you can know much or find or utilize the best parking spot, efficient energy utilization. You can reach you can utilize energy in a better way, or for pollution monitoring. You can maintain quality, or even like for industry, preventive maintenance, or wildlife protection. So we are living, and there are many use cases to do such kind of things. And even for like combining different verticals of each industries, you would find more like interesting outcomes. As for example, combining transportation and smart cities, so you would reach much more interesting outcomes. So let's check some open source projects I have worked with. So this is a project I have worked with since 2009 about using Android. It was like Android 1.5. This slide I just get out from that presentation at that time, and I was trying to encourage that using the sensors of device and of your smartphone to sense the environment and to provide some adaptive response. So you can check the sources at source4. And there's another interesting open source has been also released recently. It's called Mirror, where you can have such nice mirror in your toilet or something to tell you much more information about the weather, or information that you are interested in, and it's already open source. Another one thing that you can have, another project that I have worked with, in which you can have different kind of interaction. You don't need to rely on the screen of your smartphone, but also you can like use the sensors of your smartwatch to interact with your phone to provide a more rich user experience. There are some other nice stuff that's being adopted by Google, such as Nest, to provide you with a home that makes you feel more relaxed, and you don't need to think about stuff inside your home. And even Google Home recently at iOS 16, which tells you, which you can like interact with the device with the speech, so you can get more information. And we shouldn't forget Project Ara, where you can like customize your mobile device with much more capabilities. So your device, you get it, but you can like still customize it to adapt your applications. It will open next to fall 2016. So let's dig into some technical stuff. It's quite nice as well. Android developers to know some technical things. So all these devices are generating a lot of data, let's say, state data about being on and off, or like sending commands to those stuff, and always you would like to have a kind of a database, a real-time database to store all these data. So yeah, Firebase is like a good option for that, and you can also try it and give it a try. Brillo and Weaves. The thing that we need like some custom enabled Android devices. And at the latest with the Dev Summit for Google, they introduced Brillo and Weaves. Brillo is like an operating system based on Android to get it or to download it inside a custom embedded system. And Weave is like application layer to make a kind of connectivity between devices without knowing much detail. So it's a high level of abstraction for connecting between devices that's running Brillo. So yeah, the thing is that there was no much has been announced regarding Brillo and Weaves in iOS 16, but you can still check what's going on and track the changes at the Android open source project. There are a lot of protocols being used in the Internet of Things era, so mostly like the RESTful APIs or MQTT or XMPP or even Weave based on like Bluetooth, low energy, Wi-Fi, or our data LTE stuff. So one thing that we shouldn't like forget, because most of the Internet of Things is about like user experience. So at one moment you would like to provide an immersive experience. And immersive experience means that we need like to utilize all our senses, not just like sight or seeing, but being drowning or swimming in this kind of experience. And there is a nice project called Fevereal, which is an initiative that even can utilize your smell and the smell, so you can even smell what's going on and touch through tactile feedback. There's Google has introduced their virtual reality library, which could run in KitKat Android devices, and you can check those stuff in GitHub. Location. So location can be like a location with a longitude and latitude. It's like on Earth, or a location that can be on a wall. So that's where beacons have been introduced. So you can like check this kind of drawing, and it has like some kind of information. With beacons, you have like a kind of physical look where you got notification about nearby devices. So you can locate whatever thing, even with inner or indoor places. I think I need to get a little bit of water, if you allow me. Cool. So, what Google is doing nowadays in order to provide more context-aware stuff. So, first of things, where you are. So, you have this places API or geofencing and other stuff where you can get more information about the places you are in, or get more interesting information when you reach one certain place. Even because we have like, as we have heard today in the keynote talk, that battery and electricity is some major drawback or something, an obstacle. So even like we have this fused location provider which provide you more accurate location with utilizing battery and performance. I have here like a little code snippet to tell you like it's really easy to use the Google Places API. So it's based on start activity for result, and you get the activity. So you just like identify where you would like have the place picker engine, and then you have like such kind of screen. You choose where is your place that you would like to have, and then you have the result with the activity result with all the information about that place. So it's all out of the box. You don't need to check further or to investigate further. We have the Google Fit platform and the other sensors, APIs to track your activity, and so you can have more application regarding quantified self and so on. And even as we have mentioned, the physical web with nearby applications. So whenever you are in the context, and yesterday we have used nearby to share like the Trello board, so we can all see it. So it's a different kind of interaction that doesn't really needs a lot of effort to be utilized. At the next iOS 16, Google introduced also the Awareness API, which combining 7 signals like for the context of the user, so to provide the user with more enhanced user experience, let's say. But it's still like you can apply for invitation to get more information. Don't forget about to add some lively feature to your app, so you can have like a kind of speech recognition or text recognition, or give your app this accessibility feature, so your app is also talking, not just like showing stuff. Outside Google, the IoT is really evolving, so there's like SDKs for Android coming from Amazon and even IBM, so you can have this stuff also to integrate your stuff with their cloud platform. These are some kind of useful links. You can like check if you like. I will share my slides afterwards, so you can get more information regarding that. And here we go. I think I was pretty quick to catch all over the things, and I hope that you get inspired, and now you know your app is not just like an app for a smartphone. It's a complete platform that should utilize all this stuff. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Salim, for the presentation. You stressed yourself. Let's keep on human interaction. That's what we're trying to do here too. So we're going to go into a quick Q&A session. If anyone has any questions, concerns, comments, raise your hand so I can see you. Great.
Thanks. My name is Abdullah. So there's a website at the beginning with some examples. Can you show it again?
Yeah, which one? Again? Yeah?
The one with the link. I think it's the one before that.
Is the one with what?
With the link down there.
With the lane? Which one? I don't got the question.
Why are you talking about Google then?
This one?
The next.
This one?
No, the next one. You just missed it. And
This
yeah,
one?
this one. No, go back. Yeah.
This one? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I will share the slides anyhow, so you will have access to all these links and can get more information.
I have a question about one thing that was missing in this presentation. I think, what about security and privacy concerns in terms of Internet of Things?
Security and privacy.
Yes.
Just like one of the challenges we have already talked about, that most of the time, like, we know that our devices are connected to the cloud, so our smartphone is a kind of spy, but what we are trying at the moment is to develop everything in the open, having this kind of capability for users to allow or disallow sending stuff to the cloud or not, which data, and so it's like a kind of very challenging topic at the moment. we should all know what our devices are doing, and we shouldn't, collaborate in something that would breach the user security and privacy. So this is what we can do at the moment. But we know that everything is evolving, and we are part of that. Okay? Any more questions? Yeah.
I'm an experienced Android developer, but I have next to no experience with Internet of Things. Are there any good conferences or workshops that you could recommend if you want to dive a little bit deeper into this?
Yeah, that's cool. What I tried in this presentation is to provide the building blocks to get you inspired what's going on and how you can utilize this. It's not something that's really big. And it is like Ubiquiti Dev Summit. It happened in the beginning of 2016, and all the videos on YouTube, it's sponsored by Google. So you have all this information that regarding how to involve your device or utilize such capabilities of Internet of Things within your app. And also, if you check the slide with the useful links I have already, I will share, you will have a lot of links that can also get you dive in deep in other resources that can make you utilize such kind of things.
Can you say that please again? What was this Google Summit?
Ubiquiti Dev Summit. Yeah, you will have a link also in the useful links. This is like a nice series of YouTube videos where you can also get more information what's going on.
Answer, thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? I think we are almost done, so have a good